Hi, I'm back. I'm Jill with Copycat Crafts by Jill, and we're picking up with part two. As you can see, I did stamp on the folder, on the file folder. So that's. I also cut out the different pockets, and there's an envelope. There's actually two envelopes, I think. But a bunch of pockets, and under that I also have all the ephemera and the tags. There's just so much. It's just huge. And cut all that out, cut all these out, and I scored them and folded them and inked them, just the pockets and stuff. I didn't ink the ephemera yet, but I did all that. And I also printed out mostly on paper. Some of the papers I hadn't printed out. There's still probably one or two pages that I did not print out. I just want to see if I need them, because it's quite a big kit, and I don't want to overprint. I overprint enough. And there were a few pages that I just couldn't help myself. I printed twice. On these ones that are just paper, I did print on the back. I forget why. Honestly, I don't remember why. But I did also just print a few solid, and these backings were just from some random kit that I had bought or gotten, and I use the backs whenever I want them. I try to pick ones that's kind of match. I printed out just a few of the backs of solids, and the reason why is because on some of the tags, and I just want to explain that. On some of these tags, the cardstock, which is from Walmart. It's Pen Gear. It's 110 pound, index 199. So I don't know what that means, but it's 110 pounds. I buy it in 150 sheets for like $6 at Walmart. And for certain things, I find it's a little thin. So when I print certain tags or certain pieces of ephemera, I will either double, which I haven't done yet. I will either double, or, which is why I didn't print on the back, or that is when I take the sheet with just paper, and 2 pieces of cardstock might be too thick. So if I feel 2 pieces of cardstock, like if I just doubled them this way, if I felt like if I did that with every piece, there would just be too much. I'm adding too much bulk with each piece of ephemera, but I want it a little thicker than the cardstock. I will back the cardstock with an extra piece of paper, and believe it or not, between the paper and the glue, now I don't know if you use glue stick, if it feels thicker, but I know when I use this glue or this glue, and this is Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, and of course art glitter. If I use either of those, a thin layer, and then glue it down and cut it out, when that glue dries between the glue and the piece of paper, it actually does add a nice bit of strength without adding too much bulk, that as I'm filling the file folder in the end, that it just feels too gator mouth, because because each piece is too thick. So I just wanted to throw that out as an option, to back things with paper. You can double the cardstock, and I have on some of the pieces I have, but I don't do it with everything because it just adds too much bulk. So anyway, I cut all that out, put it all, I keep it all in this basket. Here's all the papers. These are lovely. I actually changed my mind already on the piece I want to put on the front. So here's the folder, and if you're doing this along with me, then you had glued your spine, so your spine is already doubled, and we had cut an extra piece for the back, for just the back, like that. That's going to flip out. I did end up just putting like a 1/8 of an inch or something like that, just so that when I put pockets or whatever, I have that little bit of space there. And then on the back, this will be a pocket. But that left me with a half of the file folder, the whole front. And then I thought, well, since I added onto the back, I cut another piece that I thought I could just add to the front like this. So the front would be closed. You wouldn't see it from the front. When you open it, it would open again. Hope all that can stay and get in frame. This is the part that would be glued down, which is why that's kind of odd, because I wanted to fit it there. And then when you open it, and hopefully when we open it, once it's glued down, it will look like that. And then let me grab any piece, but as you can see, I have written that a tablet would go here, but just for the sake of, we will put it, when we put something on top of it, then that's how it would look, like that. So depending on your measurements in your file folder, I wanted something that would be about 1/8 of an inch less than my cover. So just a roundabout measurement, because I don't know what you used. Okay, so this is about 5.5. 5.5 to there. So this I made, and I even put that same kind of 1/8 of an inch, maybe even a little less than 1/8 of an inch. I really wanted it skinny. So this is about 1/8, yep, 1/8 of an inch less, so that it can fit in there comfortably and not get caught when we try to close it. But it gives us a whole nother flap, and the more flaps the better, right? I wish they said that about wrinkles. Okay, so I ended up using a stamp, and I stamped and stamped everywhere except smack in the center. And then, because this is quite a large project, I didn't want to glue this down till I put my paper on this side first, so I have to pick my paper. We're not going to see that side. Then I have my paper that I picked for here, and I want to glue that on before I glue it on here. Maybe even glue that one on. So I picked, if you can see that, I don't know if you can see that, I have a number 4 and number 2. And that's because once I pick my paper and cut it, I always put the number on the back so that I don't confuse myself later. So there's a 4, there's a 4. That will go there. That's a 2. Here's my 2. This, I just used a piece of paper, not cardstock, because it's just a pocket and it's already cardstock, so I didn't feel the need to use even more cardstock. Okay, so This is the piece that actually fits onto the back. This is the back, and it would look like that. And this piece here, which is number 3, which is this piece. So this piece will get glued here, and this one here. I wanted something simple in color because of how pretty that is, but ornate because of how pretty that is. So I think we got that. This will fit like that. So I'm going to glue those down first. And these pieces, really, unless your measurements are exactly like my measurements, these measurements don't do you any good. You would have to measure to fit your file folder, and that can run the gamut because it depends how big your spine is, how big your file folder is, and how much you want to cover. I really wanted to keep it close to the side. I really wanted to use as much of the paper as possible. So that's what I did. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to glue this piece, well, these 2 pieces on first. Okay, we have to find number 4. Here is number 4. So I did round the edges. I didn't round the edge on this side. I only rounded the edge on this side. And that's because this one's going inside and this one's going to be outside, and I just felt that was what it needed. So we went with it. I'm going to try and get this down because I really never thought gluing would be so handy with this after you put it on, after you put the glue on, but really, it really is. I used to just use, I used up Amazon card, but now I use that. Okay, so these have, like a file folder has already pre-score lined. So I want to stay above that, but I don't want to get over the very top, so I do want to be mindful of that. And I think it was the Cafe Craft who pointed out, why do we always glue the edges first and then go into the center when it's actually, we should be gluing the center first. That looks like that's a little piece of hard, more jelly. So we put the glue in the center first and work our way out to the edges. The edges would be nice and wet, so when we put the paper down, our glue is not dry around the edges. Brilliant. So we are testing that theory. We are testing that theory. We are gonna put that glue. Okay. All right, so let's see. Get the paper straight. Get it. Yep, that's about right. Want it over a hair. And that looks good to me. Happy with that. I like to rub in a few different directions just so that any blobs of glue under the paper can get evenly distributed under, and I can hear it. You can kind of hear the little glue bubbles pop. Probably too much info there, but I can hear it. Okay. Okay. Just double check. Number 2, number 2. I just felt this was so pretty, which is why I also picked it for the for the cover page for on the front. And yet it has a blank spot so I can put the closure or whatever. Yes, we start in the center, work our way out. I almost confused myself. We'll see how that works. Works beautiful, Patricia, if you happen to see this. Work our way out with the glue. Works perfect. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now just eyeballing it, but still trying to kind of get it where I got the other one. Oh, just trying to straighten it out here a little. Just so that they semi look. Okay, if it's crooked, don't tell me. Just straighten out some of these air bubbles. Okay. Okay. Let me get out my glue eraser. I see a little bit of shiny glue there. Sorry if I just stuck my head in the camera. Okay, now this piece gets glued here. So, and it just so happened it was on cardstock, so wasn't gonna move some of these pieces. No, it seems like it's kind of a bigger project, but I just want to make sure I'm gonna get it right, because we got one chance to glue it on, and I want to make sure that I again get it about the same. We don't want it up here or down here. We want it pretty close. That, I think it's still up a hair. Like that. Trying to get a lay of the land. Okay, it's about an 1/8 or a 1/16. That's the one I'm probably thinking of. Okay. Center first. Boy, was it ever breezy today. Downright windy, probably. That's really more what it was. Windy. That's okay, because I'm in my room, so. Go. Just want to put this over here just to kind of, and I have to have it lined up or I won't get it the right spot. Okay. So let's look. Just want it. Okay. It's pretty close. I don't think. I'm just gonna pull it in a hair. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's just run this on it. The ends. Looks like I might have to stick a little blob right there. Okay. Okay, just stick a little blob there. Oop. It's either not enough or too much. Okay, let's see if I got this correct. There it is. So far. Okay, so now I would be able to glue this back pocket on. But before I do, yes, yep, yes, now I would be able to, but before I do, because once I glue it on, then, yeah, I could. But before I do that, I want to do the front. So we can move that. Let me find the front. Number one. Isn't that pretty? Just think that's so pretty. Whoop, gotta go up higher. Just see if that's... Oh, want it over. Okay, just trying to make it fit in case I want to trim it. I can do it now, but I wanted to use as much of the paper as I could because it's so pretty. All right. Okay. Well, now I got glue all over my fingers. Go. Go. Go way out. Okay, let's see. Make sure we get it kind of up to the end there. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. Here we go. Whoop. Just turn it a little bit. Yep, a little too much. I'm almost scared to use this because when it squishes it out. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. Just use our little handy dandy glue eraser. Okay. All right. So now we have it like this. This will flap open. We have a tiny bit of a spine, so it will be nice and roomy. And then the same on this side. Where did I put? It's this piece. It fits inside here. And I did pick a piece for it, number 5. So let's see if we can find number 5. And we found it. Open it flat. We are going to glue that on. Okay, this side was the smaller side of the of the file folder, so there are no score marks on the bottom. So, and I guess it's not quite as, yeah, it's not as important. You know, I just didn't want it to look off kilter, but it won't because it's inside. So, and it opens like that. Okay, we're on it. We are on it. And this is going to cause a problem. We will glue that in next, that's for sure. Okay, so I just want this piece. I always double, triple check. Still make mistakes sometimes, but if I still make a mistake, it wasn't from the lack of checking, because I certainly check. Okay. Extra wobbly glue. Okay, looks good. Right, pretty close to the edge. I was really trying to get as much of the paper because I just think it's so pretty. And if you've watched my channel and watched me put together a few, I usually stick to more grungy, even though I made these probably look a little more too grungy. So Natalie, please don't be mad at me for grunging. but I just think they're so pretty. Oops. And that will go in like there. So I think my next trick is going to be gluing this pocket on. So that's what we're going to do. All right. I think I'm just going to I'm just gonna get it. I try to line it up the way it should be. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna put glue on here. Hope this is what I wanted to do. Hope this is correct. Okay, and I'm going full for a nice thick glue line. Nothing chintzy here. I don't want this. My glue got all stringy. Okay, so I'm just gonna flop that down. I'm just gonna hold it for a second. Oh, I already see a little seepage. I'll clean that up in a minute. I'm just gonna put it where it needs to be. And clean it up. Okay. And I'll know when I glue it Okay. That the glue will spread a little bit in and a little bit in, but I'm okay with that. I think that that's quite a large enough pocket that I'm not gonna, you know, that goes really the whole length of the paper and then some, so I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. And then this folds out. I would like to put some sort of tablet type thing here and pockets here. That can change. But I also then have this piece that I plan to do the same. I wonder if I did that on purpose. So when you open it, some sort of tablet or something, and then pockets. So this one will get glued to the inside. Do I want to do that this second? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, this is gonna be scary. Okay, are we nervous? Yes, we are. As Patricia says, yes, we are, but we are doing it. Okay. Let's see, whoop. Never helps. This one to me is the scarier one because it is a little more fiddly. Okay, let me just, oh, yes, too much glue. Oh my. Oh dear. Okay, well, let me just make sure where I need to be. I think that's pretty good. Do I need this? I mean, this here now will get covered with whatever we put there. Just want to make sure we're just looking at the spine. Okay, so what we have so far is the cover. We open it up. We have a page. We open that up. We will have something, more of something. Then we have the spine, which is where I would like to put, I was thinking of maybe doing like a journal here. So that means whatever tablet type thing I want to put here. I don't necessarily need it to be a writing space. So, and then spine, something there and there. Then we have this back one. We open that. More tablet type something and something. Lots of pockets. We're not done adding maybe some flips or things. We will continue with the design. I just wanted to show you what the next step was, which was just those. I don't want to make it too confusing all at one time. For anyone who, like me, if I'm following along with someone, I usually have to watch the video a couple of times. So I don't want to make it like an hour and 10 minutes, and then you have to keep watching it an hour and 10 minute long. So, okay, that's part 2. And look for part 3 in a day or two. Any homework? Yeah, start one of these. You'll have fun, and it really is simple. I know sometimes the end results look overwhelming, like, oh dear, I wouldn't be able to do that, but it doesn't matter if you glue an ugly piece of paper or a beautiful piece of paper. Doesn't matter if you trim cardstock or paper. If you can do either of those things, you can make one of these. It's that simple. Okay, well, enough me being a cheerleader. Stay creative, and hugs.